Have you ever felt that nothing excites you anymore? That the things you once loved now feel dull and meaningless? You wake up, go through the motions, and yet everything feels the same. The laughter of others seems distant. The world moves forward, but you remain stuck in an invisible fog. Like life has become a monotonous cycle of repetition, draining every ounce of joy you used to have. And the worst part? You can't even remember when it all started to feel this way. Carl Jung believed that when a person reaches this state, it's not just boredom, it's a sign that something deep within is calling for change. Your soul is restless, trapped in a routine that no longer nurtures your true self. And yet, instead of listening to that call, you ignore it. You distract yourself with social media, endless scrolling, empty conversations. But no matter how much you try to escape, the feeling lingers, gnawing at the edges of your mind. What if this isn't just a phase? What if something inside you is desperately trying to wake up? The things that once brought you happiness, they weren't just activities. They were reflections of who you were at that time, but now you've changed. And yet you're clinging to an outdated version of yourself, trying to force joy into things that no longer resonate. Jung believed that the psyche evolves, and when we resist this transformation, we suffer. The hobbies you abandon, the dreams you suppress, they don't disappear. They remain within you, waiting for you to acknowledge them, waiting for you to ask, who am I becoming? Jung called this individuation, the process of becoming who you were truly meant to be. But here's the terrifying part. It requires confronting everything you've ignored about yourself. Your fears, your desires, your pain. Because deep inside, beyond the surface of your everyday life, there is a truth about you that has been waiting to be discovered. A truth you might not be ready to face. What if everything you thought you knew about yourself was just a mask? And what if the real you has been trying to break free all along? So what if this emptiness isn't a curse, but a signal, a whisper from the deepest parts of your mind begging you to evolve? The feeling that nothing is fun anymore isn't the end. It's an invitation, a call to go deeper. The question is, are you brave enough to answer it? You wear a mask every day, a mask that tells the world you're fine, that everything is normal, that you're happy, successful, put together, but deep down you know it's not true. There's a heaviness in your chest, a quiet ache in the background of every moment. You laugh when expected, you perform your role in society, but when the world is silent, when you're alone, that's when the mask slips. That's when you feel the weight of the truth. Jung warned that suppressing our true emotions doesn't make them disappear. Instead, they sink into the unconscious, growing stronger, waiting for the right moment to break free. And when they do, they manifest as anxiety, depression, or worse, apathy. Because when you suppress your pain, you don't just lose the bad emotions. You lose the good ones too. You stop feeling sadness, but you also stop feeling joy. You stop feeling anger, but you also stop feeling passion. You become numb, and numbness is the slowest kind of death. But why do we do this? Because we fear what's underneath the mask. We fear that if we remove it, the world will see us for who we truly are. And maybe we won't like what we find either. Because what if we're not enough? What if the real us isn't worthy of love, success, or happiness? These fears keep us trapped, but the truth is the mask is suffocating us. And the longer we wear it, the more we forget who we really are. Yet, Jung argued that the only way to escape this emptiness is to embrace it, to confront the shadows within instead of running from them, to look into the mirror and truly see yourself without filters, without lies, without fear, because behind the mask is something raw, something real. And only by facing it can you begin to feel alive again. So here's the question. Are you ready to take off the mask? Or will you keep pretending until you forget who you really are? The choice is yours.